College basketball dying.
Dying.
It's dying. We'll talk about that today because the Final Four, I tell you what, I'd be nervous if I were the NCAA looking at the Elite Eight TV numbers. I mean, that's a little worrisome in the fact that, Jake, it is in your demographic, which means it's going to go poorly.
Right.
But it really is your demographic that is making a difference in who's watching college basketball right now.
Yeah.
Frankly, and this is uniquely a college basketball issue because it's not an issue with college football. But how much trouble do you think that college basketball is in here?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the viewership is it's obviously struggling because the schools. Okay, bro.
Whoa.
Bro, my camera. I'm in the middle of my take, and my camera's not set up right now, bro.
Whoa.
I'm offended. I am offended.
There we go. Hey. You know what, man? Look, my camera's perfect.
Hey, your camera's all lined up.
You know.
Anyway.
Yes.
Yes, I think that not having, as they call them, the blue bloods, right? The nameplates of college basketball in the tournament is not good for the tournament. There's no way around it. And I think when you look at the numbers, it paints a pretty clear and definitive picture that the numbers in the viewership was down. And it's no shame to FAU and, San Diego State and all these schools. But from a national perspective, San Diego State is not UNC. You're not Duke. You're not Kentucky. You're not Kansas. You're just not those schools. And so as we continue to have this conversation about the health of college basketball and is college basketball heading in a direction where it is broken, I mean, yeah, if this were to happen every year, you can obviously see how this would impact things. And I also think what's really fascinating is the realignment conversation with San Diego State in parlance to this viewership thing, because I don't think that it should just be overlooked that San Diego State didn't exactly have a stellar performance in TV viewership and the Pac-12 is adding them.
That's right.
And I think, as much value as San Diego State has geographically speaking, I don't feel like that the TV viewership really helped your case there. It just didn't. It would have been nice to be like, yeah, hey, we're in San Diego, and by the way, we drew a huge viewership share on the tournament, and, we're going to the Final Four, and everything's awesome, but it doesn't really feel that way, and that's what I think is the problem right now.
Well, and I also think it is blue bloods versus mid-majors. You look at, Utah Valley University, UVU last night loses in the semis of the NIT. Their coach immediately, Coach Madsen, immediately goes to Cal. Like, that's a huge problem. And it is, in my opinion, the way that major college sports, and let's be honest about it, major professional sports works. You don't have to like it, but I think it is what it is. When you don't have the blue bloods, the Kentuckys, the Kansas, Carolina, Duke, when you don't have those big guys in the big dance and they're not in the Final Four, they're not in the Elite Eight, I think it's a real problem for TV ratings. And I think you look at the Final Four this weekend, these are the three biggest college basketball games of the year. You would expect to have almost 10 million viewers a game on, Saturday when you have the two games being played. And then Monday for the championship game, you would expect a massive audience. But I don't know that that's the case anymore. I truly do not. And I don't think you can just put on two teams and say they're playing for the national championship and expect everybody to turn it on, because I truly don't believe that that's the way it works anymore.
No, it's not just assumed.
No.
That's not how it works.
I think you have to deliver compelling matchups. I think we're going to talk about flexing these Thursday night games coming up. I think this is a big, big problem for the NFL.
Yeah.
People don't watch crappy matchups. I don't want to see the two worst teams in the NFL going head-to-head on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's on ESPN, Amazon, or your mom's house.
Because
I'm not
it's
watching
garbage.
it. Yeah, I'm not watching it.
It doesn't matter how much of a douche your boss is. It doesn't matter how much you hate life. You're not going to come home on a Thursday night and watch a crap matchup. You're just not going to do it. There are too many other things on TV. Times have changed. It's not how it used to be back in, 95 when you could just throw the tournament on TV and you knew that Law and Order was still going to be on the next day. We're way past that now. And I think that is the thing. Like this whole conversation around streaming and I'm not just talking about streaming sports talk in our lane. I'm talking about Netflix, Amazon, like Hulu, like all the different Fubo TV, all the different outlets that you have. You got to understand that people are not just going to sit around and watch a blowout or watch a matchup of two teams that they don't know anything about. The viewer has to be able to resonate. I don't care about, the Oakland Raiders and the Houston Texans on a Thursday night when Derek Carr's not there anymore, right? Like, I don't care. And that's what I think we have to understand. So with college basketball, it's cool when there's an upset. It's cool when FAU beats some juggernaut. That's cool. But we don't want to think about the implications of the fact that there are no number one seeds left in the tournament. That's a problem.
Yeah, and I think this also goes to the Pac-12 TV issues. And I see, that everybody wants to talk about, hey, what's going on with Pac-12 TV? Nothing's going on. Like, I mean, you listen to the people that you talk to and you believe in. I mean, again, I've heard so many wild things from people I just don't know. We get so many DMs about this. And, I was talking to probably the most trusted source that I have in the TV industry. And they were telling me, hey, listen, the Pac-12 is going back around and talking to every single person they've talked to about TV. Like they are supposedly in really I'm not going to say panic mode, because I just don't think that's what the Pac-12 is doing.
Yeah.
I think that the Pac-12 is doing everything it needs to do to get the deal that it believes it wants. The issue becomes that you have numbers like the Elite Eight that frankly were not good. They were off.
Yeah.
And so you have schools like Cal, who gets Madsen from UVU. You look at the Pac-12 as a basketball conference, and it's very much that's a football conference. I look at the Big 12. The Big 12, in my opinion, is more of a basketball conference than a football conference right now. I look at the Big 10. I don't think it's either one. You probably know more for the Big 10, more for college football because of Ohio State and Michigan, but it's not a basketball conference right now. The ACC isn't really a basketball conference right now. Look how poor Carolina and Duke showed this year.
Yeah.
Like, I think college sports on the whole is in this adjustment period. And I look at college basketball specifically, and I do think the question is blue bloods versus mid-majors. And I don't think mid-majors are bringing viewers to the TV.
Yeah.
That, to me, that truly is the bottom line on it.
Yeah.
Kurt Myers, first one in today. Utah and Stanford presidents are negotiating PAC media deals. Could be. The PAC is still negotiating with TNT for Tier 1 rights.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
We have heard TNT so many times, but who owns TNT? CBS. And it doesn't, to me, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Does TNT excite anybody? Do you believe that there's a ton of money at CBS to do Pac-12 Tier 1? There's not. There isn't. It's all under the same umbrella. And don't forget, TNT's trying to renew the NBA right now. The NBA with a CBA problem right now. They're trying to get worked out. Like, it's just a terrible time to be trying to get a significance rights deal. I think it's very difficult. Curtis says Pac-12 teams are currently losing a ton of players in the portal at an alarming rate. I think there's a lot of instability. I actually believe that recruiting has been negatively impacted. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Recruiting has been, there's just no way to spin it. Recruiting has been negatively impacted by the absence of a TV deal. And if they get one, hey, that's cool. That's cool. You'll bounce back and everything will be fine. But I just don't know. I don't know how you recover from this incident 4 years, even if you wind up at TNT, which again I don't think is likely, but even if you wind up at TNT again, I just don't see that this helps you recover.
Well, and I think this whole conversation of mid-majors and blue bloods combined with the Pac-12 TV deal situation is super dynamic, because when we talk about recruiting, if you really think about it, like, yeah, sure, the Pac-12 TV deal is not helping you recruit at all.
No.
And I look at the struggle of blue bloods this year, and I think the reason that that's happening is because of one and done. But I also think that 20 years ago, 30 years ago, the only way to a national championship, and really 20, 30 years ago, the only real feasible, reliable, efficient way to get to the league was through a blue blood program. It was not as easy to make a name for yourself. It was not as palatable to go to a San Diego State, let's say, or whatever school you want to look at. It wasn't as palatable to do that as it is today because of the advent of NIL. And I look at, and I know it's Bronny James, but $7.2 million, man, in NIL opportunity. Like, it's wild. It's
wild.
You know what I mean? So, like, this kid, and obviously it's Bron's kid, so we get it. There's some built-in advantages there, of course. But when I look at what Bronny's able to do, we're not talking about $800,000 or $1 million. No, that's what it used to be. Now we're pushing $10 million, man. I mean, what's to say that the kid's not going to get to $8-9 million before it's done? Like, nothing. And that's what I think is crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And I think you look at how TV impacts that. Like, you look at this Andrew Marchand story in the Post this morning, $24.99 to watch the Yankees on stream. To watch the Yes Network trying to get their baseball stream together.
Yeah.
$24.99 for Yankee baseball.
Yeah.
I think most Yankee fans are paying that. I could be wrong, but I think most Yankee fans are willing to give up $25 a month to watch the Yankees on stream. I do. And I think this whole direct to consumer DTC, if you see those three letters, DTC. But that's the new buzz term, direct to consumer.
Direct to consumer.
And again, we talked about it last month on this show. MSG is offering Rangers, Knicks, and Devils on one channel, all on MSG Stream next year. DTC, direct to consumer. And that's the thing. So if you go back to the Pac-12, I think it's the only way you can thrive long term. And I am not convinced that Amazon or Apple is willing to pony up $20 million. I am not convinced that CBS and frankly, CBS and Fox have been out on the Pac-12 for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I think if you look at this situation with the NCAA tournament, who owns the NCAA tournament? Well, that'd be CBS.
Yeah.
And you look at what they're doing, and this is my opinion, but I think when you're spreading the tournament around to True TV, and hey, look, I get that. I shouldn't be watching anything past the round of 32. Once I get to the Sweet 16, it should all be on CBS.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be watching it on TBS. I shouldn't be having to fish around for the NCAA tournament. It should be on CBS. I don't give a damn if it's golf, and that's cool, the World Match Play Championship, and I understand that. But this is the reality of where we live. And frankly, it's the reality of where the Pac-12 is.
Yes.
Because I also look at this Mike Gundy quote today. I don't know how many people were paying attention to this today because I have no life.
Right.
So it's all I pay attention to.
Right.
Look what Mike Gundy said to the Oklahoman today about, TV schedules and scheduling and unsolicited. Mike Gundy, the head coach at Oklahoma State, said, I don't know what they're going to do with scheduling because I think they're going to bring more schools in, and it could happen pretty fast with the Pac-12. So Mike Gundy, arguably one of the most powerful coaches in the Big 12.
I'm a man.
Openly talking about Pac-12 teams coming into the conference.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a matter of I just think you have to understand it's a matter of time. No matter what happens in this Pac-12 TV situation, instability is going to be in the Pac-12 for a very long time. And I think it's really unfortunate because the Pac-12 is a wonderful league.
Yeah.
I am a huge Pac-12 fan, and it is really unfortunate. The Monty Ghost says, do you need any chairs moved or doors open? Always happy to help around the studio when needed. Had a chair outside the studio door move a foot to the left yesterday on its own. Jake was not there. I was right here. Chair moved a foot to the left on its own. So, like button, casuals. Yes, please hit the like button.
You're a casual.
Look at this. There is plenty of toast for all the butter. Again, if you missed the show yesterday, Mr. Genius over here,
I
Cole
got a
Beasley.
big brain.
Yeah, Cole Beasley over here is like, oh, hey,
fucking Cole Beasley.
if is there enough butter for all the toast? And now we get an account. Now we get an account. There is plenty of toast for all the butter.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yes, dude.
Here for a Marco Polo update from Jake, which was the other thing yesterday.
Yeah.
Him and voluptuous one.
Yeah.
You guys are going back and forth on some porn app.
It's not a porn app, dude. Jesus.
So the app is called Marco Polo.
Yeah.
And it is a video messaging app.
Yeah.
And the voluptuous one sent you a message on video yesterday.
Dilly.
First of all, you tell fat ass that this is not a sexting app.
Honey.
I message with my grandpa on this app. To which I say, why are you sending your grandpa nudes? I don't understand. That's a little uncomfortable.
Right.
That's all
I
I'll
don't
say.
think that's what she meant, but
Mike Gundy says more Big 12 expansion likely. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
You know. Let's see. Jay Chapman says Yormark sure as hell doesn't think college basketball is dying. He doesn't, but he's also got big brands. And I think this is that conversation about big brands, blue bloods versus mid-majors. You don't have Kentucky, Kansas, Carolina, Duke, UCLA, Arizona. You don't have those guys in the NCAA tournament.
Nope.
So we get FAU and San Diego State Saturday at 4:09. And it's a -2 132 game, San Diego State, on CBS at 4:09 Mountain Time. At 6:09 Eastern. Who's excited for that game? Cannot wait.
Garbage.
That's my point. And then Miami and UConn. And by the way, I don't know, is UConn men's basketball blue blood? Doesn't feel like it.
Borderline at best.
Ray Allen ain't coming through that door anytime soon.
No.
Right? And you look at Miami, dude, these are small basketball draws.
Yeah.
And by the way, UConn's 5.5 at 149.5. So you're not expecting high-scoring games. You're not expecting explosiveness. Hell, the San Diego State FAU game is 132 points.
Yeah.
What is that, 65 apiece?
Something like that.
Are you kidding me? I don't know, man. I don't know. My feeling is that this is not ideal for
66 apiece, dude.
Yeah, this is not ideal for the NCAA.
Yeah, and I just think what's really funny about it too is it's awesome when the mid-major wins in the round of 64 or the round of 32, and that's awesome, But I guess I find myself saying what happens if FAU is your national champion? What happens if UConn, I guess, is the best situation in the big picture because at least UConn is known and is at least that's a brand. And you're like, all right, it's UConn, totally get it, cool. But it's not Kentucky.
But again, it doesn't almost even matter. If it was, hey, listen, if San Diego State and FAU were some unbelievable, okay, cool, and it was the number wasn't 130, the number was 170.
Yeah.
I mean, if they were both going to score, 70 points, give me a 140.
Yeah.
If it was exciting and, okay, I could almost deal with that because it doesn't matter what the uniform is. If the game is good and exciting, it doesn't matter what the uniform is. But the problem is the uniform and the game are going to be low scoring, low excitement. You're going to have a bunch of moms and cousins and daughters and, teenage crushes in the stands cheering on their boys. And it's not going to be, and I know a lot of people are freaking out, and we got this new gambling legislation today, that says essentially, hey, cannot have college athletes doing NIL deals with anything related to gambling or wagering.
Right.
Okay, totally understand that. But I need Vinny the bookie sweating it out in the third row with a gold chain on that's going to turn his neck yellow if UConn doesn't beat, right? But you know what I mean? You
need the drama.
I need homie selling out.
Buddy.
I need him to understand that the juice on the street, says that Miami and I need that because that's what powers college athletics.
Yeah.
That kind of atmosphere.
Yes.
So when we talk about Alabama and everybody's tired of Alabama and tired of Georgia, are you turning on? Are you turning on to watch Utah State take on Georgia in any game at all? You're not. You're not. Are you turning on Alabama and Georgia? No, the bigger question is who's not? Who's missing it? Because it's fewer people missing it than are turning it on. I can tell you that.
Yep.
So, and I know it sucks. Again, listen, bro.
Kick a person when he's down.
I totally understand it. Everybody wants the underdog and oh man, look at her thighs.
Oh my God,
Cinderella.
Yeah.
Cinderella putting on the gold slipper or whatever the hell it is, putting on her slipper and look at her thighs. Like everybody thinks Cinderella's sexy until Cinderella goes to the dance with, like Grizzly Bear and you're like, yeah, that's who you're going home with, right? Like,
just so you can go to Pound Town.
I should stop. I just quoted Wolf of Wall Street. Hey, how about our good friends at Bucked Up? Look at this thing. You guys. Bucked Up energy came through.
Can you measure
huge.
it?
Look at my hydro jug. This thing is amazing.
Yeah.
That's what you get from Bucked Up. You get amazing. So quick story on Bucked Up energy. I was talking to my wife today, and she's like, I'm tired today. I'm honey. Like she's talking about how she's just a little off her game today, and she's like, I'm going to run upstairs. I bought her a case of Low Stem, the white can, Bucked Up. That's her deal.
And she's Jim and Juice, right? That's
yes.
her.
Yeah. So we went into the South Jordan Bucked Up store, got a case of Jim and Juice.
Yeah.
And she's like, man, I'm right back on track. Right back on track. That's what it does for you. Bucked Up puts you in a place where you can perform.
I'm for real.
Whether that's in the gym, that's gaming, that's on your computer, that's at work,
I'm for real.
Whatever it is. Bucked Up is going to put you in the best position to perform because their products work the way they say they're going to work. And I will tell you again, man, the gold standard Miami, Bucked Up Miami, 0 sugar. Black can is 300 millis of caffeine. I'm a black can guy. I'm a Miami guy. I love it. But don't take my word for it. Every day I tell you on the show, in the description below, there are 3 free samples. There's a link for you to get 3 free samples of your choice. By the way, I got my Bucked Up pre-workout yesterday and my BCAAs, so I'm super stoked about that. Lazy ass didn't want to go to the gym today. It's a long story. But my BCAAs are great. I'm super stoked. I got a 20% discount because I used the promo code Monty at checkout. But in the link below, in the description, it says 3 free samples. Hey, man, make sure you go take advantage of that. Get their pre-workout, get their BCAAs. And the best part is they have the best shaker cup at Bucked Up.
Yeah.
The best one. And you can get any color you want. One of my favorite colors is blue. I either wear blue or black every single day. I got the black hydro jug. Look at the laser printing on the front, like the laser etching on the front. That thing's a badass. Love that. But I got my Bucked Up shaker cup. You get one free with 3 samples in the link below. Bucked Up, the official energy drink of the Monty Show. Lemma Harrington coming up in about an hour right here on the Monty Show. Let's get your comments in here. Chad Masters. I love that name. Chad Masters says, not every game can be 1990 UNLV Loyola Marymount. My God, George Ackles was one of my... him and Greg Anthony, those 2 guys were 2 of my favorite players when I was in high school. Oh, my God. Jeremy, hello. Callahan, where'd you go? Right here. What about that Bucked Up keg you got there? This thing's unbelievable, you guys.
I mean, it kind of is a keg, isn't it?
It's called a hydro jug, and
Same
it
thing.
is. Look at this. So these bigger. It's a water jug, right?
It's a canteen.
I drink it's a canteen. I drink a lot of water. One of the cool things about this hydro jug is that one, dude, I will beat any mugger over the head with it because this handle. Here, close your eyes real quick.
I'm
this
good.
handle is unbelievable. But I love that you don't have to tip this thing over to drink out of it. You can, I swear, if you make a joke, you can just suck it right out the top.
Bro, what are you doing?
I love the straw, the lid. It's so easy to use. It keeps your water cold. I love it. That thing is amazing. Get it at buckedup.com. Use the promo code Monty. Save yourself 20% off the hydro jug, man. It is awesome, sweet music. Okay. Brett Yeezy, not a member. How are you not a member, Yeezy?
Come on, bro.
Come on, man. As low as $1.99 a month. There's the link right there. He says money gets bucked up from Mrs. Monty. Okay. No.
I'm so bricked up right now.
Thank you. Jeremy Callahan, you could fit a couple of bottles of ranch in that bucked up keg. You could.
That's right.
You could. Greg Romano, college basketball teams now live and die by the transfer portal. For example, BYU fans can easily predict last July that the Cougars were in for a rotten season, which I don't think is good for college basketball.
No.
I think the transfer portal works quite well in football. I don't think it works at all in basketball.
No, it does not.
That's just my opinion. I am a guy that believes, I look at Scoot Henderson.
Yeah.
Scoot Henderson, probably in the number 2 pick in the upcoming NBA draft. Scoot Henderson went to G League at night, got paid, played big-time games, and by all accounts, a brand new article out this morning talking about how he left a incredible impression on the people at the G League Ignite because he's professional and he's grown up.
Yeah.
Now, how much of that is branding and marketing? Sure, it could be.
Yeah.
But going to the G League Ignite, did that hurt his draft prospects?
No, hell no.
Not at all.
I mean, in fact,
Not
I would
at
say
all.
it helped it. I mean, you're putting yourself in a position where you can kind of showcase what you'll do over the course of a regular season, and I think you're playing some of the best talent in the world. So I don't know how it could hurt you.
Bonehead says, are the balls attached to the hydro jug? There are no blender balls in there. It's for water. If you need blender balls for your water,
That's every day.
that's a problem. Elite players on their way to being lottery NBA picks, driving ratings, not the school brand. See Larry Bird at Indiana State. But again, if that elite player is at Kansas for 1 year,
Yeah.
Kentucky is probably the best argument for this. If that elite player is at Kentucky for 1 year,
Yeah.
is that good for Kentucky? It's not. And it hasn't been good for the kid. But what about Drew Timme? Is Drew Timme a first-round pick? Gonna have to say he is. Gonna have to say he is.
Gonzaga.
I think the advantage, and very clearly, I don't think this is rocket science. I don't even know that there's an argument to be had about this.
Right.
When I look at guys like Drew Timme and Gonzaga, he's there 3-4 years. You're getting your education and playing ball. At Kentucky, you're there to get to the NBA. The education you're getting is how to be a better professional. At Kansas, Carolina, Duke.
Yeah.
Even Duke now, with Coach K gone and John Shire, the head coach, it's not – the game is completely different.
Where are we at in society
I don't
today?
think – and you guys tell me if I'm wrong in the comments. I just don't think that college basketball is healthy.
No,
and
I mean,
something will have to change.
And I think everyone wants to point to NIL and say, that NIL ruined everything and it's terrible. And I don't really buy that. I think that NIL was an inevitability. It was going to happen at some point. These guys were getting under the table money for how long now? I mean, at least the last 20 years, right? So to me, I just think that at some point, college basketball in the big picture, the NCAA is going to have to embrace either one and done culture or NIL to the point where it begins to benefit them, where they can start to get some value out of it. Because until you do that, I just don't think that you're going to be as successful as possible. And I do think as guys like Scoot Henderson, and LaMelo Ball and all, these guys that take a different route, as those routes become more paved and more cleaned up and smoother and more available to guys, more guys are going to take that route, because I think a lot of guys would rather just hoop and not go to class. That's just the reality.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting to see. And again, this is just my opinion. It's going to be very interesting to see how some of these mid-major kids do in the draft, because I think there's no matter how you look at it, VW and Scoot Henderson are going 1 and 2. But how much damage has been done to Brandon Miller? Because I think Brandon Miller, by some accounts, is falling. And I think that the Thompson twins from Overtime Elite are rising. And I absolutely think Anthony Black from Arkansas is rising. Cam Whitmore from Villanova, I don't know. I think he's probably stagnant. But like you look at a guy like Drew Timme.
Yeah.
Did Drew Timme's performance in the tournament push him into the bottom of the first round?
There's a decent chance. I mean,
I would agree.
I think the Brandon Miller situation is really interesting because, I've seen and read some things that say that, as despicable of a situation as he finds himself in, there are some NBA teams who feel like, hey, he's dealt with all this heat off the court and he still performed for his team. And in today's day and age with Twitter and everything going on, now again, right? They get eliminated by San Diego State, which is absolutely nuts. But I just think it's not as bad, I feel like, as it used to be. Like Jalen Carter, to me, in the NFL is the better example of a guy whose draft stock should have really been hurt, but won't be hurt at all because it's the NFL. I think Brandon Miller is the guy who people are, if there's even, because I feel like nowadays, if there's even a sliver of gray area, if there's even any minute amount of, hey, yeah, he did this, but it wasn't really on him, he could have been a victim, they're going to find, like, organizations will find any way to get that talent through the draft. And that's why I think the Brandon Millers and the Jalen Carters benefit from that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. By the way, big shout out to N Donuts who gave us 5 members.
Let's go. We're getting started early today. Hell yeah.
Let's go, N Donuts. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for the gifting. Make sure you guys take advantage of those. And again, if you want to join the membership, there's 2 levels of membership on this show. There's a $9.99 membership that gets you into our exclusive members-only Instagram group. You get all of our news first, all of our insider sourcing on the Jazz, the NBA.
You would have had the update on Marco Polo success stories first.
You would have had it already if you were a member.
Yeah.
My goodness. But you can also join for $1.99 a month, $2 a month. And what that gets you is that gets you shout outs in the chat because we always read our member chat before we read our non-member chat. So we appreciate that. Let's see. Jeremy Callahan, can we start calling the portal the Stargate? Well, you ain't wrong, dude. You ain't wrong. It'll be interesting. I think, Jeremy Callahan also says Timme is an overseas dude plain as day. I don't disagree with you. I don't think he's a great NBA prospect, but I think if you look at the bottom, like guys like Sidney Sissoko, I think the perfect example is, where is the kid from UCLA? Jaquez from UCLA.
Yeah.
Is he an NBA player? I don't know if he's an NBA player.
I think
I don't know.
If you have to ask that question, you got your answer.
Yeah.
And I think, unfortunately, right? Like, unfortunately, I love, and again, this is kind of the premise of what we're talking about today with Blue Bloods and mid-majors.
Yes.
Everyone loves a success story, an underdog, a guy who, shouldn't be there. And, like Steph Curry. Well, why do we love Steph Curry? He came from Davidson. He's undersized. He's not strong. He can't shoot, whatever. And now the guy's a Hall of Famer with a gazillion championships and everything's kosher.
But look at like Colby Jones from Xavier. He's going to be a first-round pick. Yeah. I don't think he's an NBA player. I could be wrong. I don't think he's Maxwell Lewis from Pepperdine's not an NBA player, first-round pick. Like, there are guys, because everybody views this draft as you can't miss. Well, anybody we draft in the first round who's there, I'm telling you, there are missed guys. There are missed guys. I think Jet Howard is a massive risk. And Jet Howard is going to be a top 20 pick. I think Jet Howard is and everybody's, well, his dad's a coach at Michigan, Jawan, and he played. That's great. Jet Howard's a massive risk.
Yeah.
Nick Smith from Arkansas, massive risk. I like his game, but he's a risk.
Yeah.
He's a risk. And so I go to guys, from, I don't know, pick your guy. Who's at the bottom of the second round? You look at somebody like a Bryce Hopkins from Providence, not an NBA player. He'll get a sniff. That guy will be in the G League.
Yeah.
And he's going to get every opportunity to build to the NBA. It's the Mac McClung story.
Yes.
How many Mac McClungs are in this draft? I think there's a lot. I truly do.
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of Mac McClungs in this draft. And it's going to be interesting to see exactly how all that plays out. And the answer is I don't know how it's going to play out. I know when I go to Barbecue Pit Stop, though, that I'm getting the best equipment in the barbecue business. Hands down. No questions about it.
Yeah.
Whether it's a Traeger, a Big Green Egg, a Yoder, a Camp Chef, you hear Barbecue Pit Stop, boom, you're in business. If you go to any of their stores, Logan, Layton, Lehigh, April 15th in Payson.
Yes.
Their brand new store is open in the Jeezy.
The Jeezy.
Of course, our store where we shop the most is in Murray on State Street across from the mall. All of their stores are stocked with the best equipment. All of their stores are stocked with great rubs, spices, seasons. You can shop online at bbqpitstop.com. Every day, somebody's like, oh, hey, I got the asado seasoning online. I'm telling you, boys, if you don't have the asado seasoning on those wings yet, you're missing out. You're not living. You're not living right if you don't have the asado seasoning, man. I'm telling you, check it out. Flavor Knuckles. bbqpitstop.com. What are you doing for Easter ham? Clinton from the Lehigh Barbecue Pit Stop on the Barbecue Pit Stop YouTube channel.
Yes.
Has a video about making ham on a smoker for Easter. Check it out. I'm telling you, they're the best in the business, and it's because of the people. The people. We had Steve on Monday, I guess it was. We had Steve from Barbecue Pit Stop on the show and talking about, hey, this is our philosophy, and talking about customers first and service first. Go chat with them on their website. First of all, make sure you tell them you heard about it on that Monty program.
Hey, Monty.
The Monty Show. But chat with them at BBQ Pit Stop. Ask them, hey, what do I need to do for a ham on Easter? Hey, what's the difference between a Yoder and a Big Green Egg, or a Traeger and a Yoder? Or they'll have the conversation with you in their chat function. It's great.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. Make sure you tell the guys at Barbecue Pit Stop you heard about it on the Monty Show. Brandon Butler says the asado rub is always a happy ending. See what he did there?
See what he did there? It's a rub, but then he made a happy ending reference. See what he did there?
I am telling you now that the asado seasoning is cash, dude.
Yeah.
Absolutely cash.
Yeah, dude.
There is just no doubt about it. There's plenty of toast for all the butter. You get all the butter with the $9.99 membership.
Well, you should become a member then, my guy.
Yeah, you should. You absolutely should become a member. And all of the gifted memberships are gone already.
Really?
Wow. I love it, dude. That's fantastic. You guys, my opinion is that if you have a chance to get a free gift membership, do it. Hook it up, man.
Do it.
Because it is absolutely worth being part of this community. The folks in this community are awesome. That's why we do business with guys like Toast and all the butter and stuff.
Yeah, there's enough butter for the toast.
Dodger fan already. Baseball season starts, Thursday? And Dodger fan is here already.
Didn't start out great, but then we got momentum going.
The problem with guys like Timmy is that the NBA teams want a younger guy to develop. Being a junior, senior already hurts your draft stock, yeah? I don't disagree. Third-year sophomores, guys at redshirt, are invaluable. If you're a redshirt and you are playing at a very high level, you're going to do well in the NBA draft. And they know it. They know it. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
Stutters says a lot of JIMMERs in every NBA draft. There is.
Yeah.
We don't say that name on this show because it tends to set the algorithm on fire.
It's a sin.
Yeah. The Jimmer.
Yeah, who's going to roll up with that account?
Well, yeah, please don't. I think you're right. And listen, the problem is that, and Jimmer's a really good example of this.
Yeah,
the hype train did the Jimmer no favors.
Well, and everybody said, "Oh, well, he didn't get a chance," and Jimmer, he needs to come back. And here's the deal: he did get a chance. And he proved that he's just not capable enough defensively. And there's nothing wrong with that. And this is the other thing that I think that needs to be said. We need to stop shaming people for going and playing in Taiwan or going to the Euro League or playing for the Shanghai Sharks.
But tell me
tell
me that Drew Timmy shouldn't go to Europe.
I mean, yeah, he probably should. He'd probably be a star over there. But every guy deserves an opportunity at his dream.
I think you're exactly right. If you go to the NBA and fail, that's not something to be shamed for.
Yeah.
I think anymore, the money that's in China and now Taiwan, to your point, I think you look at Italy. I mean, the Italian leagues pay exceptionally well.
If you think that the LeBron Jameses of the world are not making hand over fist on shoes in overseas, you're off your rocker, dude. You're up in the night, man.
Yeah, I would agree with you. Christopher Shannon says, LOL, the Jimma.
Yeah.
Just can't say his full name. I've moved to the point where I'm okay saying the Jimma.
The Jimma.
Or Jimmer. I will not say the full name. I won't. Jeremy Callahan, kick me in the Jimma. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it hard.
Stay hard.
Do it. I see what you're working there. Macho Man. He played on 5 teams and got a chance. He did.
He did.
He absolutely did. Mark Hales, how the heck are you, buddy? He made millions to play a sport. Good on him.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. The Jimma is never going to need for anything generationally. He made so much money in Shanghai. He is a business tycoon. He's smart. He spent his money well. I'm connected with him on just about every platform. Like the things he puts on LinkedIn, the guy's a stud.
Yes.
I'm telling you. Matt Hart, how the heck are you, my friend? Jimmer was the best, at best, a 12th guy on the bench in the NBA, and I'm a BYU fan, but he got drafted way too high. Great career in China. Yeah, that's right. Jeremy Callahan, my brother played overseas for almost 20 years and made a buttload. And that or digging ditches, finishing concrete, pipe fitting, electrician. I'm going to go ahead and play ball in Europe. I am.
Mike James.
Mike James has made a fortune. Casey Jacobson. My guy Casey Jacobson, the great Glendora Tartan.
That's right, T.
The great Glendora Tartan.
Tartans.
I think it's one of those things where, in my mind, we want to shame people for not making it in the NBA.
Yeah.
And then when Jeremy Lin makes it, we want to shame him anyway, which drives me crazy because I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. And I think that not everybody can be Kobe. Not everybody can be Bron.
Not everybody should be.
Yeah.
That's what makes them special.
Yeah.
That not everybody, I'm telling you right now, not everybody is the Jimma. If you look at who's an average player in the NBA right now, Alex Caruso. Do you understand what Alex Caruso would do to people at church ball? Do you understand what Alex Caruso would do to people at LA Fitness, at Vaza Fitness? We've got to stop shaming that guy. That's the stuff that drives me crazy. If I could go be Alex Caruso for 35 seconds, you're damn right I would.
Yeah, dude. You're
damn right I would because there's just no reason not to.
Agreed.
You know what? That'd be like skipping trydaytrading.com today when you damn well know that you shouldn't. Right? Okay. Trydaytrading.com. Make sure you get to trydaytrading.com. $10 membership to change your life. And I say that 30 minutes from now, Alema Harrington's going to come on and talk about Tri-Day Trading. Because trydaytrading.com, I'm telling you guys, they're here to change your life. And it's very simple. $10 membership. Go to their website. You see this on your screen right now. Trydaytrading.com. It's very simple. Step 1 and 2 are essentially the same step. You pay $10. Look at the 30-day trial program. Try us for 30 days for $10. Special offer for those who register and watch. They have a free webinar you can watch as well. Your $10 is donated to a charitable organization. And then I want you to look at step 3. Learn one-on-one with your own professional day trading coach to trade using our proprietary leading indicators. And then look at step 4. Upon successful completion of your advanced coaching, get a corporate funded account where you trade with Tri-Day Trading's money. And they'll fund up to $100,000 over time.
Yeah.
And when you make money with Tri-Day's money, they give you 80% of the profit.
Yep.
And all of that for $10.
Why do you think that Tri-Day Trading would be willing to set it up that way if they were just stealing people's money?
Yeah.
Right? Like, it doesn't make sense. They wouldn't be in business. And that's what I always tell people. Like, don't take our word for it, right? Like, again, that's kind of our mantra on this show. You got a free link to samples for Bucked Up. You know, you can chat with the guys at Barbecue Pit Stop. You can call the advocates or chat with them 24/7 a day on their website. And with Tri-Day, it's the same thing, man. Go in, register, spend your $10. If you don't like it, you don't have any commitment. And by the way, the least you can do is donate $10 to a charity.
Yeah, I'm telling you now that...
What happens if it does work out? What happens if you are making life-changing money? What happens if, for once, you believed what the Monty Show Told
The
you.
Monty Show.
Right? I know we don't have sources, but I can tell you that program is legit.
Yep, I agree. Drew Money says 99% of people will never be as good as their profession as Jimmer is in basketball. Totally agree with that.
Yeah, dude.
Little Jizzy says, Tri-Day trading ads make me want to stop watching. Why? What do you mean by that? Day trading needs to get bucked up. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
I
dude.
love it. I'm one of the guys who really got back into it hardcore on the AMC GameStop run a couple of years ago. Like, I lost my butthole in AMC. Made it all back. Probably too obtuse. Made it all back on GameStop. Made it all back. It was unbelievable. So we'll ask, Alema Harrington's coming up in 30 minutes. We'll talk to him about it. Brandon Butler says, we all got to stop propping up guys who have been good for 10 games. Consistency is greatness, not one season. Totally agree. Totally agree. I just think it is...
Yeah.
I don't know why we do it, Brandon. I think that's a really good point. I don't know why we do that. It's interesting to me. Bigfoot Duck says most people who shame put down other humans are just looking to avoid or hide from their own issues. But that we talk about that all the time too. Like that's
we don't need to get into heavy, serious topics.
Yeah. Little Jizzy says, why Shane try day trading? Why should I try day trading? Just trade stocks themselves and keep all the money for themselves. Well, because no, do you know
is this really that hard of a concept?
Do you know
to understand?
No, and I'm being serious. Jizzy, do you know what day trading is? Day trading it's not long plays. Like I have a whole portfolio of Amazon, Tesla, American Airlines, General Electric. Like I have a portfolio of longs. Day trading is using, Tri-Day trading has a whole system and process to teach you how to identify stocks that you're in and you're out. You're in and you're out. You're not holding those long because they're movers. And that's why the market that we're in now on the Dow is great because it's up and it's down, and those are called equity plays. Those are called opportunities. So when you look at the market the way it is now, a lot of day traders, and I don't think people understand too that it's a massive pool of people that day trade. I mean, it's massive. And you're buying a stock for 3-4 hours. Maybe you're buying it for 3-4 days, but you're not holding it for 3-4 years. You're day trading. You're getting in and out. And I say it every day on the show, if you didn't make $1,000 today at your job, you need to look at trydaytrading.com because the people who go through their coaching and the people who learn their system are making $1,000 a day trading for a living. And people who do it as a side hustle, and I know a ton of people, again, at Yelp, our former coworkers at Yelp, I know a ton of people who day trade on the side hustle and make hundreds of dollars a day. It's not the same as holding it long. It's a totally different thing. Afternoon, Sam Lott. How the heck are you? Good to see you. The Monty Ghost says, I have plenty of issues to hide, Bigfoot. That's why you're invisible, right? That's why you're invisible. Just bought my bucked up Miami pre-workout. DeLambo. Let's go,
bro.
I'm telling you, Miami's my flavor.
What do you bet?
Miami's my flavor.
Do you even lift?
I am a Miami guy. And again,
Are people Myron?
I back it up, you guys. I don't tell you. And you know what, Little Jizzy? This is what I always say, man. I don't do anything I don't tell you to do. Right? Go get the bucked up Miami.
Do it. It's bomb.
Are we clear on that?
I love it. I love it. Jeremy Callahan. Lost butthole. Made it all back. Sounds painful. Dude. I was worried during... And Jake was part of this. We talked about it on the show a lot.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, I was hemorrhaging on AMC.
I remember you were like, okay, guys. Today
we're here. I don't even remember what the numbers were, but it was, let's call it $30. If we get the $30, I'm selling.
Oh, I remember what it was. It was 12,000. Wasn't the number 12,000? You were like, because GameStop had climbed to 20, and I can't remember where you got in, but basically. The whole concept was, hey, it needs, because it had rebounded, just like you were saying, it goes up and down, right? So it had rebounded, and you're like, all right, if it gets to 13, I'm out this piece. I've already set the trade up. We're good to go. I'm out.
Dude, day trading is cool. I would just recommend other prop firms like FTMOs. Yeah, And that's the other thing that, like, if you go to their website, they're not just in the stock market.
Yeah.
They're into they're into all different kinds of indexes, and it's awesome. I love all of our partners, but the funny thing is Tri-Day Trading is a local company. They've been around for over a decade. They're in Lehigh. They just break their ass, man. They like work really hard, and they've made it. Like there is no doubt in my mind, no matter where you listen to this show, because I know we have a national audience now. I totally get that. Florida, Texas, LA, Vegas, New York, New Jersey, no matter where you listen to this show, Tri-Day Trading is for you. That's what I love about it. They can help everybody. It's unbelievable. Truck Stop Gumby says bacon. Okay. That's awesome. So anyways, what's up with Kliavkok, Jeremy Callahan says. Yeah. Seriously, man. George Kliavkov, am I the only one who thinks it's interesting that he has not met with the media?
Nope.
And again, we were told he's not meeting with the media because he's not authorized to speak.
He is not permitted.
He's not authorized to speak.